Hello there, welcome back to Beauty Bee, where I did some significant shopping this month. I remember in my last video like this, I was all excited for the month. It was like, this next month is going to be probably really small because I won't do a whole lot of my shopping until Thanksgiving weekend. Well, it's Thanksgiving as I'm filming this, so need to get through this relatively quickly so I can make my contribution to the feast, which is pumpkin pie. I can't cook. Pumpkin pie is one of the few things that I can reliably do well. I was wrong when I said that I wasn't going to do a whole lot of shopping, that I wasn't going to have a whole lot to show. Now, part of this is that I received the news near the beginning of the month that I was allergic to beeswax, so I had to do a big haul of a lot of, especially my lip products. I had to get rid of about a third of my lip products, so I kind of started replacing some of those. I also just got tempted in by some sales, so yeah, it was kind of a mess of things. Let's get right into it though. And I'm seeing one big item that I can pull out right at the beginning. This is a brush set from Luxie. They are these lovely periwinkle handles. I think that is what draws me in with the Luxie brushes. I have a few different sets from them at this point. They show up a lot in like Ipsy and BoxyCharm sales, so I find myself picking them up. And I've always been really impressed with the quality. I think that these are quite nice brushes, especially considering what I paid for them. I think I paid $21 for like, I think an 11-piece kit. This came with 5 face brushes and, let's see, 4, 7, probably 8 eye brushes. So what would that be? A 12-piece kit? 13-piece kit? As well as the brush cup. Now the brush cup at first kind of smelled obviously of that fake leather scent, that like cheap faux leather. I hate that smell, but it has definitely lessened. This does come with a top, and I've been really impressed with the brushes. I've had them for almost the entire month. I've actually gotten some good use out of some of these brushes in particular. I've been using this to powder. I am actually missing one of these brushes because it's probably out, that I've been using that to highlight almost every day. There's a nice blending brush. There's a nice shader brush that is a lovely, lovely size. This is just a little bit smaller than most of my other shader brushes, and I really enjoy it. Overall, I'm really happy with this little brush set. I think the price I got on it was fantastic, and I love this color. I'm so into it. I am cutting myself off from any Luxie brushes purchases though, because I have so many. I don't need any more. I don't need to get tempted in by the pretty colors. In the same order, I bought this Lunata Beauty Curl Me Activator Spray. I thought this would be really nice to use on second day hair. I thought this would be really nice to use on second day hair. If I put curl cream in my hair on day 1, I find that my hair often just looks really dumb on day 2. So I was hoping that this would help me with that. I really haven't used it yet, so I don't have a whole lot to say, but I'm excited to give this a go. And I also purchased a makeup remover. This is the Frank Body Anti-Makeup Cleansing Oil. I just needed a replacement for the Pond's Cold Cream that I had to get rid of because it contained beeswax. I thought that this would work pretty well to get makeup off in the shower, and I also haven't really used this, so I will report back at some point when I have thoughts, but know that these 2 items did come into my collection. Get a couple pieces of body care out of the way, I guess skincare, body care. First up, we have the one thing from my Sephora order of the month that I was actually able to keep. During the VIB sale, I bought 2 Sephora Collection lip balms, and this was, I probably purchased these like a day before I learned that I was allergic to beeswax, and guess what they both contained? I got a really good deal on them though. I think they were $2.80 a piece. I think my entire order came to $6. So I am going to just put them in stockings, and I'm sure that my sister or my brother's girlfriend will enjoy them. They look really nice. They look like something I would greatly enjoy if they didn't contain beeswax. Come on, Sephora Collection, get it together. Anyway, as a 100-point perk, I picked up this Sol de Janeiro Balm Dia Bright Cream. I think this looks really, really cute. I haven't cracked it open yet, but I've really liked, well, I was trying to crack it open here. I've really liked the Boom Boom Cream as well as the Beija Flor Elastic Cream. Oh, this is sealed, so I'm not going to open it, but I'm excited to give this a go. And I really love the packaging on this. I just think it's such a cute little guy. Not really a big fan of orange generally, but this is cute. I like it just for the packaging, even if the product doesn't work out. But I think the product is probably going to work out for me. And then from a Hy-Vee beauty box that we'll talk about, there was one item in there that was more than worth the price of the box. It would have cost me more to just buy a mascara. Spoiler, it's a mascara. Outright than to purchase the box. So I went for the box, of course. I got 2 moisturizers. I have a Cetaphil moisturizing cream, which I assume is for face. I guess I didn't check. Oh, body. Glad that I looked at that first before I tried to apply it. I also have the Gold Bond Pure Moisture Daily Body and Face Lotion. Really not sold on the idea of putting Gold Bond on my face, but whatever, you do you. Anyway, I will probably take these to work with me and use them as hand cream. I have a Bath & Body Works hand cream with me now, and I think it's just a little bit too heavily fragranced for the office environment, so I'll probably just switch it out for these 2. I'm sure they'll work. I'm sure they'll be fine, but I actually know this will be fine. I've used this Gold Bond Pure Moisture in the past, and I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, but it was fine to use, and I'm sure that the Cetaphil will be very similar. I think that now we just have makeup to talk about, which, you know how long there is left in this video. I don't at this point. Okay, let's start with some shadows that I bought from Luxie Beauty. Luxie? Yes, Luxie. Saying Luxie and Luxie in the same video is going to trip me up. I bought 7 single shadows. I believe all of these would have been $2.50 a piece. So I bought 6 shimmery shades and then 1 matte. I've never tried their matte shadows before, and I have quite the collection of their shimmers at this point, so I decided to pick one up. This is the shade Spiced Lemon, and I've actually worn it several times at this point. I think it's a really nice shade. It's easy to work with. The formula seems to be good. The color isn't all that interesting. I thought it was going to be a little bit more yellow when I purchased it, but it's more of a yellow toned brown, and it is totally adequate. Let me go grab a makeup wipe so I can swatch more things throughout this video. Alright, the other 6 shades I haven't used quite as much, though I think I've tried all except for this bright green. So let's talk through these. First up we have Scream, which is like a purpley gray shade. This is very, very glittery. We have Venus, which to me it looks like almost a white gold shade, but can also catch the light to go almost yellow. I'm not going to be able to get it to do it now, of course, but know that it can do that. And there's also a bit of a blue sheen to it. We have Maze for Days, which is a yellow, cute name for a shade from their fall collection. I've used this in my inner corner, and it was very, very pretty that way. And then on this top row, the pink we have is Bahama Mama, which is like a super fun coral shade. Kind of goes between pink and orange. A like bold purple called Stormy Morning. There's some sheerness to that shade, but when it catches the light correctly, it really is a super punchy purple. And then the last shade is that deep green shade. This is Wicked Witch, which was from their Halloween collection. And this is a green to purple. Will I be able to get the purple to show? I think you can kind of see it at that angle. Really pretty. I think these are going to be a lot of fun to play with. I did a good job this time of picking colors that I didn't already have. Sometimes I have a tendency to like just buy the light blues and the mints and the sea foams, and they all end up kind of looking alike, but this time I think there's some variety here, and I think these are colors that I don't already have that will add some value to my collection and be really fun to play with. So, a good purchase from Luxie Beauty. I have two face products here. The first is a bronzer. I bought this through BoxyCharm. This is the Vesca bronzer in the shade Kissed by Rio. The packaging on this is pretty nice. This feels pretty high-end, which makes sense. I believe that Vesca is a pretty high-end brand. The color on this is nice and soft. I think this will work well for me even in the winter. That's not a great swatch. It's a very buildable color. It has a little bit of orange to it, which I don't know if I'm totally sold on, but it's right there. It's subtle. I think it'll work nicely, and I'm interested to continue playing around with this. I've worn this, I think, twice, but it was fine the times I wore it. I think I will like this even more once we get into January, February, March, and I am at my absolute palest. I think I'll like it. And then this I bought on a whim last night. I was at the grocery store trying to do my last minute like Thanksgiving run. I picked up a CoverGirl Cheekers blush. Now in the store, to me, this was looking peach. It's not. It is like a cool toned mauve shade, so don't know what the lights in Hy-Vee were doing to me last night, but this is the shade something. Natural Twinkle. And when I was swatching this yesterday, it is subtle. There's quite a bit of glitter to it. I'm just interested to see what this will look like. I think that on me this will read as a blush. There is enough pink in there that I think it will actually rosy up my cheeks a little bit. I could also see this being just a really subtle highlight, maybe on deeper skin tones. There's enough glitter in it that I think it might function in that way for some. But yeah, I haven't used this yet. I probably should have used it this morning. I just set my stuff aside for this video before I got ready. So I will give that a go and report back. Don't think that was probably the best purchase I've ever made, or even one of the better purchases I've ever made, but I did buy it this month, so thought I should at least mention it. I have two mascaras. I had to get rid of all of my mascara with the exception of like a trial size of YSL Lash Clash when my allergy news came in. So I bought one to use right away. This is from CoverGirl, and it is their Lash Blast Clean. It's what I'm wearing today. It's kind of a mediocre mascara, but it gets the job done. This is the mascara that I got in the box with the 2 little moisturizers. The box I think came to $8, and this was going to be $11. So yeah, I went for the box, and it's fine. I've used it for about a week at this point, and it's a fine mascara. I think it's honestly pretty mediocre, but you know, it darkens up my lashes, it makes them look a little bit longer, doesn't make a mess. It's fine. And then I also purchased from Target the Almay Length and Lift mascara. I haven't used Almay mascaras in a really long time, but I remember really liking them when I first got into makeup, so I decided that this one would be worth giving a go because the selection of mascaras that don't contain beeswax or artificial beeswax, synthetic beeswax, I don't remember which one they call it, is pretty slim pickings, so I figured I would give both of these a try. I'll probably just use up the CoverGirl one before I crack open the Almay because I don't really want to spend any extra money on mascara. It's not a step of my makeup that I find particularly fun or exciting or something where I want to have a bunch open at once. So we'll just work through them slowly. So many lip products to talk about. Let's walk through these. I have quite a few from Milani, so let's just start with those. First, we have one of their Fruit Fetish lip oils. This one's in Strawberry Melon. I also have one that I think might be in like Cherry Limeade, and I'm almost done with that one already. I bought that right at the beginning of the month. I started using it. It's become what I just put on to sleep in. Lip balm is another area where a lot of the products contain beeswax or synthetic beeswax, so I had to do a lot of culling. And once I had tried that one out and realized how much I enjoyed it, I decided to pick up another one. If I didn't say so already, this one's in Strawberry Melon. I haven't opened it yet. I am probably within a day or two of needing to take out the stopper in my other one. So I think I'm just going to finish that off before I crack this one open. But I suspect that I will enjoy this one too. They're basically clear. They have a tiny bit of color to them. And honestly, the one that I have open is of a deeper shade than this. This one is more of a jelly pink shade. That one's more of a jelly red. And even the jelly red barely has any color on my lips. Next up, again from Milani, again from their Fruit Fetish line, I have their Strawberry Lemonade Lip Balm. This is a squeezy tube lip balm, and it's nice. I think this is nicely moisturizing. I just don't particularly love a squeezy tube lip balm. Between the two, I would pick a doe foot applicator lip oil pretty much any day, but I do think this is slightly more moisturizing. And this scent on these Milani Fruit Fetish products are so nice. This one is pretty much spot on strawberry lemonade, a little bit more strawberry, I think, than most strawberry lemonades would go. And then the cherry limeade one that I have open smells straight up like a Kool-Aid packet. I actually quite enjoy it. It smells like red Kool-Aid, which is not similar to fruit at all, but I'm enjoying it. Ulta was running a gift with purchase with Milani, so with those other lip products that I showed, I also got these two lip toppers. These are their Hypnotic Lights. I have mine in the shade 1, which is Luster Light, and the shade 7, which is something. Mine doesn't have a label on it. Now, I haven't used this one yet. It looks interesting. Let's give it a swatch. I also did the absolute animal move of just ripping the plastic covering enough to open the lip gloss. so that's gonna bother me until I fix it. That's pretty. It's like a rose gold sparkle. Actually looking more yellow gold in the monitor, but I'm seeing a little bit more copper to it in real life. That'll be fun. Don't know exactly what I'll wear that over, but I'm excited to experiment. And then I have played around with this purple one a little bit. This is pretty. This is fun. It's more blue, I guess, but I've been wearing it over purples, so then it makes a metallic purple color. Isn't that cool? The shine on these is insane. I think they're fun. These aren't things that I think I would have ever picked out for myself, but I'm glad to have them. I'm gonna have quite a bit of fun playing with these, I think. And they're not something I ever would have picked for myself, but probably one of my favorite things that I got this month. Okay, in the same Ulta order, very boring, but I picked up the Essence Lip Care Booster Lip Serum. This is a peach oil lip serum. It has an annoying applicator. It's like a little brush. Stupid, hate that, but the lip oil or lip serum itself is pretty nice. Has a little bit of sheen to it. There's a little bit of like a milky peach color, but it's basically clear. Yeah, on the day where I bought all of the lip care products that I've shown so far, my lips were just really dry. Nothing was seeming to fix them, so I was just like, what can I buy at Ulta that's going to fix me? And you know, that's not a great way to go into things, but I'm actually pretty happy with the things that I got, so you know, I guess it worked out for me. Next, I purchased a Maybelline Superstay ink crayon. I've been interested in these since they came out, but I've just never, you know, taken the plunge and bought one. But I am pretty impressed with this. I've only worn it once, so not a lot of thoughts yet, but this is the shade Stay Exceptional. Kind of a corny name, but it is a slightly plummy pink shade. It's pretty. I think I'll quite like it. These smell really good. Actually do smell like the Maybelline matte inks, which are a formula that I have quite a bit of experience with. I think I've had 3 of them in the past. Definitely at least 2, and I have a mini one now. This is definitely less dry, but it has a similar feeling where it almost doesn't feel like anything on the lips. It's a little bit strange. It almost doesn't feel like you're wearing anything on your lips. It's just odd, especially for how much color it has. I am looking forward to continuing to play around with this. I mean, I've worn it once, so I don't want to make any giant claims, but I feel like this could be a really nice formula for a variety of different shades. And then as far as lip products go, I did purchase 2 Revlon Super Lustrous lipsticks. These are both in sort of nudish shades. My nudes, especially when I was going through my lip products, got absolutely decimated. So I picked up 2 shades. The first is Mink, which is a light brown. It has a little bit of rosiness, a little bit of peachiness in it. I think this will be beautiful. I've worn it only once so far, but I thought it was quite pretty. It was a little bit of a different take on nude than I usually go for, but I really liked it. It was a little bit warmer than most of my lipsticks. It was interesting. And then second, we have Blushing Nude. This one has a little bit more red to it. It's a little bit more in my comfort zone when it comes to nude lipsticks. They're both pretty. I love the Super Lustrous formula. I've owned probably close to a dozen of these over the years in various shades, and I think I'm gonna like both of these a lot. I do want to mention very briefly that I put in a Bath & Body Works order probably even before the beginning of the month, and I did do an unboxing and a little bit of a first impressions on those products. Because I did that video, which was relatively in depth, I'm not going to go through those products again, but I will link it up in the cards if you're interested and want to know the full extent of my poor purchases this month. Also, I don't know which of the lip products just stained my hand blue, but I would guess that was the purple. So thanks for that, Maloney. Now we get into the nails. I have more nail polish coming to me, and that's a problem. We need to figure out some kind of no-buy, low-buy situation, beauty bank, something for next year, but for right now, I have quite a bit to show you. Let's start with a one-off from Color Club. This is a very deep green with a little bit of teal to it. I haven't had a chance to try this one on yet. It is artsy craftsy. I think I'm gonna really like this. I tend to like a deep green. It's a color that I used to wear quite a bit. Actually, I don't know if I ever had a deep green. I definitely wore a lot of almost black purples, almost black blues, almost black reds, but this was just a color that I felt was missing from my collection. It's one that I feel I'll get quite a bit of use out of, and I really like the Color Club formula. I have two from LA Colors. These jumped into my cart when I was at Walmart. I told them not to, but they would not leave me alone. These are from their Color Craze gel line, and I think that these were both in probably their summer collection. They were sort of separate from the rest of the polishes, which makes me think this was some type of collection of these sort of lighter neon shades. I have the shades Lucky, which is this green, and Splashy, which is the blue. I have tried Lucky. I have it on my toes right now, and the formula is honestly pretty garbage. I have 3 coats of this, and it's okay for a November pedicure when no one's really going to be seeing my toes, but if this was during the summer, when I think you would probably want to wear this type of polish, it would need some more work. The shade on this, I feel looks a little bit more yellow on my toes than it does in the bottle. This is like a tennis ball green shade, or maybe like a glow stick shade. It looks like it could glow in the dark. It doesn't. It's just a normal creme polish, but it's the type of color that makes you wonder if maybe it glows in the dark. It's kind of fun. It's definitely different than anything else I own, but I probably should have left this one behind. And this blue I haven't had a chance to try yet. Hopefully the formula on this is better than the green. I have hopes for it because I feel like this color is a little bit easier for a lot of brands to formulate than something quite this bright, but I haven't tried it yet, so no thoughts to share, just hopes. Purchased 2 Sally Hansen polishes. These are both from their Insta-Dry line, and they are in the Luxe finish that they recently released. I tried this one first. This is the shade Lavish Lilac, and it is gorgeous. I was so happy with this. The finish on the nails just looks soft. There is a little bit of a pink shimmer running through this. The shade itself, it's not like a suede finish, but you could almost see how they could market it that way. It looked soft on the nails in a really interesting way. The color, I think, is gorgeous. I think they did a really nice job of picking colors for this little collection. I kind of want all of them. I'm not going to get all of them because that would be insane, but they are really, really nice. I wore these with some blue flower stickers, and I was just so happy with it. I kept that manicure on for like 5 or 6 days, I think, which for me is unheard of. I rarely last more than 3 days, but I just really enjoyed this. I think it's gorgeous, and it tempted me into purchasing the gray shade, which is Extrava Gray. I don't actually have any shades that are super similar to this. I do have a gray nail polish, but it's a little bit lighter. I think this will be really pretty, and if the finish turns out to be half as pretty as the purple, I think I'm gonna love this polish. I like the Insta-Dri polishes in general. I've enjoyed them for years. I've probably owned a couple dozen shades over the years. Probably own close to 20 shades now. Oops, but these are so nice. I'm sure I'm gonna love these. I bought 2 mini sets. The first of which we have to discuss is from Deborah Lippmann. I got this at Nordstrom Rack. I assume this was their holiday, or at least one of their holiday collections, maybe last year. It contains a deep red, a silver, and then a topper shade, sort of an iridescent topper. Let me pull these out of the box. I boxed them back up to show you how they came. But I'm really impressed with the one of these that I have tried. I tried the red, and it is stunning. This is like hot. The shade name they gave this is The Power, but in my head I've been calling this Femme Fatality. It has this little bit of bronze shimmer running through it that just gives a beautiful shine to the nail. I loved this. It made my hands look so long and like a really pure white. It seemed to erase a lot of the redness that I have in my hands. So pretty. If I like these two half as much as I enjoy this red, I might have a Deborah Lippmann problem going forward. Also, these little bottles are just so cute, and they aren't that tiny. These are 8 mils a piece, and it's not uncommon to get full-size nail polishes that are like 12 mils. So these are very decent sizes. And the other 2 shades that I have, this one is, wow, had to look at that a few times to make sure it wasn't called Mom. And then Space Unicorn. Super pretty. I probably don't need to put them back in the box, but I'm tempted to. What's wrong with me? The other mini set that I purchased is from Essie. This came in a really cute box. This is the box of the 2 that I should have kept. It was like a little train or something. Thought this was just so cute, and it has a green shade that I was very interested in trying. This is comparison. Here it is versus the Color Club. The Color Club has more blue and is also a little bit deeper. Did I need both? Probably not, but I am gonna enjoy them both. So maybe I did. This is the shade Off Tropic. I have worn this. It was very pretty. I was actually pretty surprised at how nicely this applied. This was a 2-coat polish, but it really could have been like a 1.5 if there was a way to do that. It looked pretty nice in 1 coat. And this stained my nails like crazy, which I did not appreciate, but it's kind of to be expected with this deep of a green shade. Really pretty. Also, the other shades in here were Bahama Mama, which is this berry shade. I like that they went with a berry rather than a true red for their holiday set. It's just something a little bit more interesting. And I have so many reds. I don't have a berry quite this color. I mean, I probably do, but I'm gonna lie to myself and say that it's totally different from other things I have. There is this white with a very obvious blue sheen in person. I think you're getting a little bit of that in the camera. It is definitely reminiscent of like snowfall. And this is the shade Boatloads of Love. Have not used this or the berry yet. I am wearing the silver glitter on some of my nails today, and it looks really pretty. There's, I think, 3 or 4 different sizes of these silver glitters. It lays nice and smooth, applied really easily. This is the shade Set in Stones. I bought this set mainly for these 2 polishes because I have been wanting silver glitter. Somehow that's something I don't own. And I have been wanting a green creme as well. But I think I'm going to like all 4 of the polishes. I mean, a berry like this is not a hard shade to get right. And I'm interested in seeing what a sheeny white looks like. Okay, 2 more polishes and then we can be done with this behemoth of a video. These are again from Essie, and they are their Expressi line. So these are their quick dry line. I love quick dry nail polish. I talk a lot about the Sally Hansen ones, the Insta Dries. I've also used Wet n Wild Fast Dry and quite enjoyed that. But the Essie ones are pretty expensive generally. I think they're usually around $10. I was able to get these for I think 30% off, and then I was able to stack some additional coupon on top of that at Target. So I decided it was time to try these, and I just got these a couple of days ago, so I have not tried this bluish one yet. This has quite a bit of purple, but it's a very blue purple. This is the shade Dial It Up. It looks really pretty. This is definitely right up my alley. The shade that I am wearing today is Get a Mauve On, which I think is an interesting color name. This is a little bit more purple than I would generally associate with a mauve or a mauve, but it's really, really pretty. This applied really nicely. I only put on 1 coat, and I can see on some of my nails, especially this one, that I could have probably used a second, but it dried really, really quickly. I was ready to move on to this silver glitter by the time that I had painted my toes. I started with this on my fingers, painted my toes, returned, was ready to do the silver glitter. It was great. And I really like the color. I think this is another shade that's quite flattering on my hands. It takes out some of the pink that I have in my hands, and it's a little bit more neutral than a lot of other shades. Like, I don't have a problem wearing really bright colors to the office, but if I were to ever change office environments, or, you know, maybe I don't want to change jobs. I really like my job, but if something were to change, this is the kind of shade that I could see wearing to even a relatively conservative office environment. And it looks pretty with the silver glitter on top, which never hurts. Okay, and we're not even going to talk about how much money I spent this month because I don't know. I wasn't really keeping track. It was not as bad as you would probably think looking over this stuff, because I get the great majority of my makeup on sale. However, this was too much stuff. Need to cut it back for next month, but I probably won't, because I've already done a lot of shopping over this Black Friday weekend that hasn't even started yet. Yeah. Alright. Anyway, I'm going to try to be better. December is probably going to be a mess, but January, I'm reforming. Alright. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye!